This is the Bad Guys Spoken podcast, and today we're going to answer your black questions. All right, so we got your host, of course, Kenny. We got Brandon, we got my mom, and we got my dad in the back. So the first question: What's something your family says that's nice, but it's actually shady? A responds, "That's cute." B says little in front of anything. C says bless your heart, or D says I'm gonna pray for you.
Oh, when someone gives you like a compliment, but they don't.
It's like a backhanded compliment.
Little.
Yeah.
Little is one.
I don't know. They're all like
I say little, but I don't mean it.
they're all
they're
all pretty bad. Like,
One
that's
that's-
cute. Like that. Like that's cute was messed up. Little in front of anything.
Little.
Bless your heart. When someone says, "Oh, bless your heart," like, you
That-
feel salty. when
that's-
someone
yeah.
That's an older person thing. I feel like.
But
Bless your
and
heart.
I'm gonna pray
Yeah,
for you. That means that's not they boldly like they
Yeah, I'm
boldly
gonna pray
saying.
for you. I think that and one that's not on there was when people say oh you better than me because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
people say that they been saying you
you
moving
messing
the fool
up.
at that point.
But what gets me mad is
I said
is
little, though.
women with little.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and talk to your little friend. They will always say that about another woman to show you they have no respect for that woman.
I don't know, but bless your heart. That's one too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
bless
pretty
your
bad.
heart. Like you really. It's like dang. Like you.
Well, there's one that's not on there that I can't stand. Good for you. Come on now. That's
I don't
basically
really hear that one. I don't
Good
really
for-
hear that.
good for you is almost like who gives a F.
Yeah, like, you know.
No, was he? You better than me. That's the one. I ain't gonna lie. I use that one all the time.
What's that?
Like
You
my
better-
female
you better
friends that
say
get cheated
you-
on or something, I'll be like,
Right.
you better than me
You better
because I.
saying
I would've been
your
going.
decision was a bad one. You know,
But
and
you
then
stuck to it.
Right, yeah.
You're
So
soldier.
what is everybody going with on this one?
I'm going with D.
I'm going with little.
What was it?
D was the
Dude,
problem.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Did you feel like
It said, "What's something your family says that's nice, but it's actually shady?"
I said I'm gonna pray for you.
Well, little's not something the family always said. With me, my issues with women that say it.
Well, people say stuff, take the sting out of it. When people say, she a fat girl, oh, bless her heart. Now people do LOL. They'll say something. Like, oh, I don't like that. Or they'll say something.
What I
like
notice,
LOL
what
behind
I
it.
notice people do now is they'll insult you but say "psych no" afterwards.
Or,
They be like, "Man,
just,
she was
or
weak, psych,
JK,
no."
just kidding.
They say
Yeah.
"psych no." I'm like,
I'm just playing.
nigga, you just don't. Yeah.
I mean,
I know the LOLs.
I do the LOL thing too, but not always just because it's like that. Sometimes it's like people will immediately take it as an attack if you don't.
Yeah.
Well, but I
Maybe
got a problem
that's
with
why they
that.
doing it.
I got a problem with people that do like to
People
take
sensitive.
shots at you and try to hide behind LOL. Those are the ones I get angry about.
Yeah, those. But I said I do it just because I know some people like are pretty sensitive. It's like unless I say LOL, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what did you mean?" I'm like, I just said what I said. Like, I wanted you to know I wasn't being mean when I said it.
Yeah. Because sometimes people do stuff
Lighthearted.
like that. They kind of take the sting out of it.
Yeah.
What do you call your mother's best friend's kids? I have to think about that. What do you call your mother's best friend's kids? A, them over there. B, your cousins. C, your god siblings. Or D, people you've been blocked on social media.
I think ain't that apply.
Ain't none of the
Yeah, I
above
was
for
saying
me.
that.
Maybe
That doesn't apply
cousins.
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll probably
sometimes
say
you
cousins.
real tight with someone.
Cousins would be the closest.
You'll say that your cousin, yeah.
All right. We'll be back after these messages. And we're back. Okay. So we just did the mother's best friend's kids. Okay. When are black folks most likely to change their voice? A, when a bill collector calls. B, at work. C, in front of white folks. Or D, at church.
That'll work.
Speaking on behalf of your mother at work, because you hear her on the phone. Yes, every phone call you make.
You gotta sound pleasant.
No,
You gotta
but your voice changes.
No, but think about me. I know I talk fast.
It's not an insult. He asked when do you change your voice?
It is
I
at
don't-
work.
I don't change my
Everybody
voice.
does it. That, I said.
I
Dad does it
don't.
too. I heard Dad do it
You
too.
do. Yeah, you
No,
do.
no,
You have a
Dad
different
definitely
laugh.
does. No, Dad definitely does.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it does.
yeah, a different type of laugh.
Let me tell you, I was with the kids yesterday. And
Yeah, I say everybody does it, so it's definitely at work. Everybody knows that's black. You don't answer bill collectors in the first place.
Right.
So
right. Let that go to voicemail.
yeah, I'm saying it's at work because even if
yeah, I was
me,
gonna
I'm
say
like,
in
I'm
front,
sorry,
in
sir.
front of white folks, I don't. My voice doesn't change.
I feel like
It's the same.
I feel like you're
I'm the
talking
same
maybe
person.
to like a child. I don't know.
I think
Unless,
with me,
unless-
I'm not gonna say okay. For
unless the
me,
older white
I'm not gonna
person.
say at work. For me, technically it's not at work, but I would say when I'm on the phone with someone, like at a I don't know how to explain it, but
Everybody
when I'm at work, I'm still me.
Mm.
But if I'm talking, let's say somebody calls me like, "Hey, you gonna come in?" I'm like, nah, but unfortunately, I'm not going to today. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk a little. It'll
Talk
be a
more
little more professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's good, niggas? I'm in there like that. I'm in there like that. But like, I feel like when I'm on the actual call with them, like the boss, whatever, I'm like, yeah, you know, I had to call in. You know, I had to call in sick today because blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think I tried.
I'm not gonna be like, nigga, I got the bubble guts, nigga. I ain't gonna be like that. But like, I'll be like, I can't.
Yeah, I think I'm always aware that I talk real fast. I try not to talk fast on the phone. Try to make sure I speak clearly.
And that's the thing too. I don't like talking on the phone.
I
too.
don't like my phone voice.
I'm not even that. I just don't like. I feel like I talk awkward on the phone.
Yeah, I don't like hearing my voice on the phone. I don't like it. Like even now, I probably listen to this, I'm like, oh my god, it sound.
At their peak, which athlete had the most swag? A. Muhammad Ali. B. Allen Iverson. C. Deion Sanders. Or D. Michael Jordan. I tell you, I'm taking up the list already. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has no swag.
Right.
For someone to be a billionaire, that nigga dressed nasty.
Yeah.
And that's my
think the
nigga, too.
swag
I think
had
this
to
more
do
swagger than swag.
Right, I
this
think
is
it
more
also
like
had to
the
do.
confidence thing.
I was thinking personality.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Can
Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali,
Ali?
I don't remember him dressing at all.
No, he had.
But
he
as far
had
as
the
personality
confidence.
went, you couldn't say
Right.
nothing.
Okay,
else.
I'm so quick.
As for swagger, like their personal
Okay.
own.
So
Yeah,
that's
swagger,
different.
So let's answer both.
personality.
Let's answer both. So let's say swagger. Say swagger. Muhammad Ali, Allen Iverson, Deion, because then Allen Iverson will be in there. I feel like.
Okay,
Like, he
swagger.
wouldn't.
Swagger is Michael Jordan.
Muhammad Ali.
I got Michael Jordan. The way
Okay.
he walked.
Jordan told he said, "Nigga, you call me Black Jesus when you're around me."
But he didn't do it publicly.
No.
But the thing is, because he had an image to maintain, I feel like.
Yeah.
But see, maybe you didn't.
I feel like-
because I'm so old.
I'll say this: as much as I love Michael Jordan, he was kind of fake when it came to media because he had the media thinking he was this lovable guy, and that's how when I grew up, I pictured him as a lovable guy.
Me too.
It wasn't until I did the research. And I was like, this nigga's an a-hole for real.
Right, I didn't know it until he had retired. He got that. He made that speech and started dissing everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I didn't know that, so that's what I'm saying. I can't sit there and say he had the most swag, like swagger.
Yeah,
I would say
he's-
that because like I said, it's just. Well, I would say he had confidence out this world, but I would say so. Like,
Because
confidence in the sport, not in
I feel
general.
Muhammad Ali had him.
He didn't care. No, I changed my answer. So I will agree with you. Actually, no, I'm going with Deion Sanders.
no.
I'm going Deion.
I
Sanders.
think Muhammad Ali just talked the best talk.
Thank you.
There you
His
go.
personality, his confidence eclipsed everybody else. He did every interview he did.
And the fact that people really think he's the greatest boxer and he's not. He just talked
He tell you I'm the greatest. He tell you I'm the greatest.
He tell you he did it until you believed it, but he was not the
Whether
I will
you
say
believe
this,
him or
though.
not, he tell you I'm so quick. I could laugh. I'll be in the room in the bed before.
it's dark. Yeah.
Thank you. Nobody was talking that trash.
I'm so mean. I make medicine sick. Yes,
Thank you.
I'm
I'm
not.
saying,
So I changed my answer like 5 times at that thing. But I'm just saying. Okay, so we're going swagger. Like I said, I'm taking Jordan off both of them. If we're gonna do that,
Yeah,
I'm taking Jordan off both of
I'm
them,
keeping Jordan.
and I'm taking Allen Iverson off too for that
Yeah.
for swagger.
Right.
So it's going down Muhammad Ali and Deion Sanders.
So if you say swagger, you mean?
So I'm saying swagger, the way they present themselves, and it's like when they on the media, they're like, yeah, you know, but it's just the fact that it's just cool. It's just cool.
Deion
So I would
Sanders
say,
looked cool, but he also looked goofy.
no, Deion Sanders was clean. Deion
He
Sanders was
also looked
clean.
goofy.
Deion Sanders was clean. I know you want to
Mom
call
knew
it
Deion
everything.
Sanders.
But that
Mom
nigga-
knew.
but from what I've seen on TV, that nigga was clean.
The thing about Deion, you did all his props. He kind of like Muhammad Ali, but I think Muhammad Ali had that confidence. I think Deion was a salesman. He sold himself to you.
As a
But
person.
that's what
Right.
swagger
he
is
knew
though.
He came. No, he knew. It wasn't even about his athleticism and his ability to play the sport. Because that's all Muhammad Ali was
It
talking
was more so
about.
just his personality.
Right. He came up with the big gold chain. He had the
But
Jerry
that's what I'm saying though.
He had
That's what I'm saying though.
suits.
He had the swag and he had swagger because you can have the swag because I feel like Fabulous, his swag is out this world.
Really?
Yes, for sure. But his swagger, you like
You don't do nothing.
I feel like
That's also Iverson. Iverson had when it came to balling, he had a different type of style.
Right.
He was one of the first people to have the arm sleeve.
Right.
He had like the arm band that had his
that's the
number on
swag
it.
though. That's the swag.
Right.
He
That's
always
the
had the
swag,
swag.
but he also did certain things that were swagger. Like it was also like the way he like carried himself on and off the court, the way he would like jump past people, he would like, walk over you. He did different things that were like that set him above everybody else as far as image.
Okay.
And even if like the way he dressed differently, he's the reason why they changed the dress code in the NBA.
When I say swagger, I'm talking like Ric Flair.
They said it.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I still got Michael Jordan.
Deion had that. That's what I'm saying. Deion
Deion
was
did
like
too.
that. Deion was talking that mess. Deion was talking that heat when he came out.
I still got Michael Jordan up there because, like I said, it's just the way that he just looked like he was above everybody else. The way he would do.
That nigga wore a tracksuit and a beret, bro.
I'm not talking about swag. I'm talking about swagger. I'm talking about.
Yeah, swagger's different. To
The way he walked, the way he was chewing gum, he did everything differently than everybody else. He was just like people. I'll never say he saw him and he saw an aura around him. Like he was Rick James. He said he could literally see the aura around him. That's like that. That's a different. Yeah, that's a different level.
Right.
I got him and Deion Sanders. Those are my two.
Deion Sanders made a video about himself, so what does it
But that's what I'm
say?
saying. I'm saying Deion Sanders is in there. I'm saying Deion Sanders is in there. And I'll put
But
Muhammad Ali in there too.
Yeah, because Deion
Because
definitely.
Muhammad Ali was talking that mess. Like,
Right.
even when he wasn't selling a boxing match, he was still talking that mess.
Any interview, you know, he had a song before, because you have to remember this is generations before
Well-
you guys.
Well, forget about those four. Who do you think, just in general? Who do you think, just
The
in
most
general?
swag dressing or
No, okay, let's go swagger first. Let's go swagger first.
Swagger.
It don't have to be just black people. It can be anything.
What do you mean?
So, for swagger, who do you think is like, dang, that nigga is just...
for celebrities or just athletes?
And celebrities.
What's
We'll
that
say-
box-
we're including
It's
that
a boxer I'm thinking of. I just can't remember his name.
I'm thinking, Floyd Mayweather's in there.
One is up there randomly to me is Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes, like the way he acts is very.
Like,
he-
he's very confident.
Yeah, he seems very confident, very cool. He's just like. You don't really seem like he's forcing himself to be
I
something
think
crazy.
he's one of the people, he can take a role and make it his own.
Yeah.
So I'll put him in there. I'd put
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama got swag.
Yeah.
Barack
he did.
Obama.
Barack Obama too. I was thinking that
With
too.
the shades,
I
he come
agree
off
with
Air
that.
Force One with the suit.
Honestly,
I agree with that.
you know who I put there too? For both. That my nigga Conor McGregor, man. I gotta put that nigga in there, man. He a nigga at this point. He a nigga. He walk out there clean. He had the Cosby sweater on with the glasses. He had the Versace. That nigga's clean.
I would have expected you to say classic man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jadena,
Jadena.
Yeah.
Jadena, he might be one of the best
And then-
dressers, like as far as.
Yeah, when it comes to suits, yeah. And then I also put in there too, like I put Ric Flair in there. I put who I just had it I lost it just that fast too.
Is he wrestling?
Nah, he was the regular, he was the celebrity.
Like an
Man, I
actor.
forgot who it was just that fast. It's gonna bother me. But see, y'all keep going. It's gonna come back in a second.
He had some people back in the day coming to those NBA games. Dennis Rodman, got to give it to him.
No.
No, I got to
Not
do
at
it.
all.
That
Not at
nigga
all.
wore like a
No.
fishnet,
Not at all.
like
No.
fishnet long sleeve.
Not at all.
No.
He, I'm just
I
talking
never
about.
saw
I'm talking
him walk
about. I'm
into
talking
a
about
room.
just what he presented. I'm not saying it
Oh,
was
so
great
he's
stuff.
so he's saying it's swagger.
Yeah.
That is swag. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't-
He said it's.
I still don't agree with that.
But while he did sleep with all the best looking white women at that time.
I don't know how.
Ball, because it's swag. It's what swagger I mean.
Him and Lil Wayne, I was always trying to figure out.
That's the
Lil Wayne has
swagger.
messed with a lot of women too, and his swag's off.
No, his swag, but his swagger. He can game up some females,
I
I
don't even
guess.
see
Lil
the
Wayne?
swagger in him.
He
That's
do
the
have a
thing.
certain swagger about him, but I'm just like,
I don't see it as like to mess with the women he did, and people will like that. What's the name? Corinne Stebbins was like, any man that comes in my
Yeah.
life has to understand I will leave them in a
To
heartbeat.
sleep with Lil Wayne.
To sleep with
whenever-
Lil Wayne anytime. he
Whenever
calls
I'm
me.
on call, like
It could be-
she's on call for the
It could be
booty.
4 a.m. She's like, I could be laying next to my man in bed. If he calls me, he has to understand I'm gonna leave. I'm like,
That's
what?
wild.
How? I don't understand. Well, I'm not this little way to the way, but I'm saying that anybody has that much power. Like, I don't understand. Like, so I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, I must say, yeah.
I mean, some people just have that magnetism, you know.
I guess so. It must be something about their character.
Yeah, something about their personality.
Something magnetic to him.
Because I don't really see, he don't really seem like he arrogant or anything like that. You know, he don't come across
He
as
just
being
seems like
cocky
he's
or.
smoking weed and sitting,
Yeah, he
mind his
seems
own
like,
business.
Yeah, right. He seems if you probably meet him he probably be the quietest one in the room. You know what I mean? If you go somewhere and you see him in public, he probably be sitting there chilling, yeah.
I'll eat what a goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, he's there.
Right, yeah.
The next one. Best blue-eyed soul singer. A. Sam Smith. B. Adele. C. Robin Thicke.
I got my vote already.
Or D. Justin Timberlake.
Sam Smith. Final answer. Sam Smith is that nigga.
What's he saying?
He
He's
sings,
got a
I was
song.
gonna sing it, but it's gonna sound off.
You might as well just stop me so that way you know what you're
He
talking
sings
about.
"Stay with Me." Like, stay with me.
Okay, yeah.
No, but that nigga can sing though.
I know he can, but honestly,
Yeah, Adele.
nah.
What is-
Justin
what is-
Timberlake. That nigga Justin Timberlake,
What are
man.
Can
the
he
other two?
dance?
Justin Timberlake and who?
Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke,
If-
Adele, and Sam Smith.
But it says singers, not performers. I got
Still Justin Timberlake.
Adele, I mean, I got Sam Smith and Adele blowing up everybody else on
As-
that.
Holy Grail is cool.
He's singing solo, but Sam Smith will body all except for Adele. That's the only one that will go toe to toe with him.
And
Sam Smith will body everybody
Robin
else.
Thicke was cold though, but that
Robin
little bit of
Thicke
time,
was cold.
he just messed himself up with that weak Paula album.
Robin Thicke was probably my favorite of all of them. But
Well, see, I don't mean to
I'm
cut you off.
I might
When
say
you say blue-eyed soul, I think of a soulful sound. So that's where I would go Robin Thicke. When I think talented voice, I think Justin Timberlake.
Sam Smith
No,
is
just-
You
both
think
of them.
Robin Thicke is more soulful than
Then Justin
I
Timberlake.
think I think he has a more soulful sound.
Yeah.
He has a more
I
soulful
think it is
sound. But
They
Justin,
kinda have a
Justin
similar
Timberlake
sound.
is a
Robin Thicke sounds like a black
Justin
man.
Timberlake is a better singer.
That is true. I did think
Robin
Robin
Thicke
Thicke
sounds
was
like
black
a
when he
legit
first came out.
black
And then I saw that picture of him. And he like his hair was something. I was like, oh, who's that?
No, he-
But
This
don't get me
Robin
wrong,
Thicke.
Justin
I'm like-
Timberlake is a better singer, in my opinion. But Robin has a very soulful sound about
He
it.
does have a soulful sound, but
I
Justin
think-
Timberlake is so every song he gets.
But so-
I have not found out a one Justin Timberlake song that I heard that I did not like.
True.
That's
And he even made weak songs good. Because Ayo Technology was honestly a trash song. Remember that one with 50 Cent? You got me saying, Ayo, I'm tired of using technology. That was a terrible
I
song.
forgot about
But he
that.
bodied that song. He made that song. He made that
I
song
think
good.
everybody's the best at something on this list because I think Adele has the most powerful voice.
Adele make you
Adele
feel
can make
whatever
you
she's
cry.
going
I
through.
mean, Adele can make you cry.
Right, yeah.
I got something tomorrow. Don't think I'm crying like that.
But my problem with that is that the people I would put on that list weren't listed there
You
because
put- you
I'm
put
old
Hall
school.
Notes.
I would go with Hall and Oates.
You would
Sam-
go
Um,
with,
Sam Smith
Daryl Hall and
Sam Smith bodied all these niggas.
No, Daryl Hall had
Wow.
that voice about
I
him.
got-
Hall Notes.
I heard all those. I got Sam Smith.
Daryl
I heard
Hall,
Sam Smith
Daryl
in
Hall
mine,
is
and
right in that
nigga
list.
is cold.
He should be in that discussion.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say Justin Timberlake
Justin
out of that
Timberlake.
list.
It's just Timberlake. for me.
If it's just singing, I still got Sam Smith. But if it's like as in everything, I got Justin Timberlake.
Another one should be in that list is Michael McDonald. I love his sound.
Yeah.
My favorite white singer is Ed Sheeran. Though. I was gonna throw that out.
I was thinking,
Ed Sheeran's my nigga. I was gonna
I
throw
was
that
thinking
out.
why isn't Ed Sheeran on this list? I was
He's not
thinking
as strong a singer as they are, but
He's not.
that's still my dude though.
And Harry Connick, but he's not a soul. He's a jazz singer.
You know, who's never gonna give you up?
You talking about Rick Astley?
Rick, yeah, Ashley.
Who taught you how to spell the word independent? A teacher. B, Lil Webby.
I know where this is going.
C, Destiny's Child, or D, Lil Boozy.
Who taught you how to spell it?
Because they had these rap songs.
It's Lil Webby. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? She got her own house. She got her own car. Boo-doo-doo-doo.
I can't laugh because I had people tell me they learned how to spell apocalypse because of me always putting 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
I mean,
We had Schoolhouse Rock back in the day. but-
I personally, I just knew how to spell before that. So
I mean, we did.
So
we
I
did.
say
But that was,
teacher.
for the sake of that thing, I'm gonna say Lil Webby. But
I knew what I was saying.
But
but
it's the
I'm gonna say
teacher.
teacher
You may be
because
a
I
teacher.
knew how to spell before that.
Honestly, it wasn't even a teacher. I knew how to spell it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't hard.
I
You
learned
sounded
it. The
out.
teacher didn't teach me.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Spelling list.
When we back, after these messages.
It was so random. Doesn't I think of that every
And I still
time.
keep spelling.
It takes her the whole movie to fight back. Who's always playing a victim in a movie? A, Kimberly Elise. B, Oprah.
Who's Kimberly Lee? Is that one who set it off?
Yeah.
I need that money.
That's the first one. That's the first person that came to my mind.
B, Oprah. C, Cicely Tyson. Or D, Taraji P. Henson. That's a good list. I honestly like.
I got
But
Kimberly Lee.
Taraji's kind of strong. though.
Yeah, she'll still be trying.
I can't-
Tyrese punched her like he didn't know her, but
I can't put Cicely Tyson in that list because she's fighting the whole movie. She's
He
always
said
she,
that.
no.
He said
the whole
takes
movie to fight back.
takes you the whole movie to fight back. Cicely Tyson
That's
never.
Kimberly
Cicely
Lee.
Tyson is the underdog from the beginning
So
and
you
fights
start
the
off
whole
weak and
time.
get your
But then
strength.
again, Oprah be fighting throughout the movie too, though.
But she'll be in a lot of movies though, to where she could be like in the same argument as some of them.
And
people.
she
Well,
don't always play someone
Kimberly
who
Lee
has
is
to fight.
always the victim. But it's
They-
like that.
Yeah.
When you read that question,
It was her for me
that
too.
diver mad black woman.
I said when you read that question, her face immediately popped in my head. I didn't remember her name. That's what I was like, is that her? But it was like that's the
Yeah.
first person that popped in my head.
Yeah, I was thinking her too.
It's
myself.
her.
Yeah, Kimberly Lee.
Who's your favorite black superhero? Yeah, mine's in there. So A, Storm. B, Black Panther. C, Spawn. Or D, Luke Cage. Mine's Spawn.
Spawn.
I'm not saying nothing.
Spawn.
I was Spawn. My number was. Yeah, he's my favorite black superhero. And
Mine-
then Black Green
What was
Lantern.
the first one, Blade?
Nah, Storm.
Blade should
Blade
be
wasn't even in
before-
there.
Blade should be in there before.
Not including the movies, Storm. The comic book Storm was always my favorite of those.
I'm gonna say Storm because she's
I
female.
don't really like Black Panther that much. That's the thing. Like, just I mean, I like the movie, but him as a character, he wasn't that strong.
I never
And
saw
it's
hype on
probably
him.
is he supposed to have the strongest? He's supposed to have vibranium. He's supposed to be able to deflect like all the damage he's been given. But he didn't do nothing crazy, and he lost like almost every fight he was in throughout the movies.
It's like
I understand
it's
the
like
comments,
he
but
never
he
really,
never be Killmonger.
like he never really mastered his skills. His sister was
He
more
just seemed
valuable.
like
She
yeah,
was
like
smart.
he never really held his own in a one-on-one fight to me. Like it's like I said, even with Killmonger, even in the comics, every single time they fought, he lost. They fought 7 times and he lost. The only way he's ever won, just like he did in the movie, was having an army behind him. He had to basically jump Killmonger every single time. And even in even in like every other thing that they did, he was losing like every fight he was in. He was getting smacked.
And he got thrown down a waterfall.
Yeah, he died in that movie.
I
Put
did
on
like
ice like
you,
he was a
though.
fish.
He died in his own
Yeah,
movie.
that's true. He technically died. They saved him.
In his own movie. He
That's
met his
what I'm saying.
dad. He
I
died.
never yielded, nigga. You were dead. Get out my
That
face.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Right.
I won fair and square.
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead with everybody else.
Right, he said he's too late.
I issued a
Get my
challenge.
purple drink.
I issued
Oh,
a
that
challenge.
challenge
It was
was
not
over.
challenge day. You took it. You lost. I threw you over the side. Your mama and your sister had to go. For they had to store you on ice.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They put him on ice like he was a fish.
Yeah, they had a Han Solo on.
Which seasoning is mandatory for every black kitchen?
Lawrence.
That was one they had. A. Miss Dash.
The one I say ain't on that list.
B. Laurie's. C. Obey. Or D. Goya.
I think that was in Canadian steak seasoning.
Canadian steak seasoning.
But I got Lawrence.
Black
I mean,
House, it is
For
Lowry.
this
It-
list,
it'd be Lawrence and
Lowry's.
Goya.
Lowry's.
Yeah, but yeah,
Laurie's
If
it's
not,
Goya.
only time it's Mr. Dash, you got high blood pressure. You can't have that. You can't have that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mr. That's an older black thing.
No, but actually
Shit,
it's
grandparents'
newer
house.
because people who got
No, I'm saying older black people would have it.
Yeah, because they got issues. Yeah.
What's something that you think most white folks don't know anything about?
Black Lives Matter.
A. Being ashy. B. Whooping kids in public.
Mm,
C. Cooking with seasoning.
mm.
Or D. That prayer before getting pulled over. Okay.
I got D personally. I know what people that have had every other struggle, but it's like I've never been a white person, but like yeah, man, I got pulled over and I was in fear for my life. I've never heard that.
Right.
That is true.
It's something, man. Like man, I got pulled over, man. Forget the police. It's always just that.
Eddie
Right,
Griffin put it best by how they respond when the police pull them over and
Oh,
start
you
cussing out the police
disrespectful?
officer.
Yeah.
Literally,
I'm not making that about race. It's
I've
just
had people that become confrontational with police officers. I know people that have been like,
Yeah, me too.
man, forget they're always harassing me. They just pull me over, and then but nothing happens. Like I know black people that have man, I got pulled over, and I didn't know what's about to happen.
Right.
Because I know I ain't do nothing wrong. So it's
Right.
like,
I'm put, you see
I got
people.
that.
I put this
Y'all
on
got whooped pretty
FaceTime.
fast because I was I was going with either that or being ashy. That was
they're actually called pasty. They'll say like, man, my legs were so pasty but
That is true.
For them, that should be an issue. So they got their whole struggle. It's just
Because
like,
I can't say whooping kids in public.
I've
because
seen some.
I've seen some
I've
white.
seen some.
I,
I've seen some.
and honestly, they go overboard and put a leash. Wait. Here's the thing: they'll put a whole leash on their kids,
Yeah.
but had a dog run around like it's nothing. I'll never understand that. Like the dog be running free, but the kids be in leashes. That's something I would never.
I
Understand.
will say this much: when they started that thing with the leashes, and to this day, I've never seen a black kid on a leash. Me
Never
personally,
will.
I've never seen a black kid
Because
on a leash.
we look like this is weird.
Well,
Like,
we also
call
think
black
we
people
also think of it
animals.
as slave
Slavery,
mentality.
yeah, you
We think of it as
shackled-
slave
you
mentality.
shackled, Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
slavery thing. We can't do that because what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the hand.
And I can't say that. And in cooking with seasoning too, because honestly, I know that's the stereotype that white people don't use seasoning, but I have had some white people's cooking
That's fine.
that was better than some black people's cooking. I would definitely say.
I too,
I'll
but-
say that.
Also,
Yeah,
I definitely had some white people's family that didn't use it.
No.
I don't know
what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say your name.
I can't say it either. But no. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've had that too. But I've also had some black people that didn't use seasoning. I'm like, nigga, you black.
What are you doing?
I think it depends on how you grew up
Yeah.
culturally and how you were.
In your own preference.
There's a few
Yeah,
times where
your
dad
own
be slipping sometimes. That
Kool-Aid, sir.
Kool-Aid, yeah, but I've had to cut the season because of my high blood pressure. So y'all gonna
Yeah,
get
a
more.
lot of your-
You
yeah,
gonna
no,
get a lot
I understand that.
A lot of
But-
your dishes,
But
yeah.
there's a few times where dad would.
because you remember.
He'll tell you. Sit down. But you put a little salt, pepper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what happened
Give you a
when
disclaimer.
we first got that pressure cooker? Remember? I was loading that stuff up like crazy, and I was going to sleep with my heart. I was thinking, out, this is it. I'm gonna die today because I can feel it all through my system. But
So I'm guessing we all agreeing it's D then.
Yeah.
With the thing, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause they don't know nothing about that.
What's something that only black moms say? Well, we got a black mom here, so we're gonna see.
you should have 3 or 4 cards full of list items on that one.
A. Stay in a child's place. She didn't really say that.
Stay in a child's place. Okay.
Yeah.
Black people do say that, but not wrong.
Yeah, we'll say it. B, I brought you into this world.
I don't know if you say that.
No, you said
You
that
said it.
sometimes.
You did.
I don't
You
remember
did.
that.
You said it.
You and Dad said
You
that a
quoted
few
Bill
times.
Cosby.
I don't
C,
remember that.
I'm the mama, you the child.
I think
You
it's
say
wrong-
that, but you say it different.
I think it's wrong. I'm not one of your little friends. I hope that's on the list.
D, I'll give you something to cry about.
I say stuff like.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, nah, you don't say
I ain't
that.
money- I ain't
I'm like,
money
I ain't money
more
like
Connie,
that.
your
I'm
thing,
not
your
one
thing is I'm the mama, you the child, but you say it differently.
Oh, but
You,
she
you
said it
say
different.
you're not. You tell him you're not the adult in this house.
Right, you're not gonna disrespect me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm relaxed and I'm chill on a lot of stuff. But
And
you're
you
not
also
gonna talk me
say you also
crazy.
the other way of saying is he got a daddy. That's your other way of saying it. That's one of your
Yeah.
phrases.
Yeah, like yeah,
And
like,
you-
like
you
if
do something to your brother.
yeah, if I'm telling him something, what's he like? Oh no, he got a daddy.
Yeah, I do
Something
say
like
that. Yeah, I
But
do say that.
it's definitely out of those choices. It's definitely I brought you in this world.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of those.
What was that other one?
No,
The other one
honestly, you don't
was-
say any of these though.
I don't
Stay in the child's place.
Yeah.
You don't really say that. I brought you into this world. You say that.
I
I'm
don't
the
think I
mama.
ever say that.
You have. I was say I'm the mama. You the child. You don't really do that. And I'll give you something to cry about. You don't really say that either.
You said it, but like
If anything, I think I would out of those four maybe I'm the mama, you the child. Like,
There was another one we read before that had more than one's mom was saying.
right, like Boo Boo the Fool, my
Yeah.
little friends. Like,
That's the one I was like,
born
okay.
today, something like that.
I've never said I'll give you something to cry about because that's borderline abusive. I just that's premeditated.
But you know what? I grew up hearing that. You gonna cry? I'm get some cry.
My parents never said that.
My parents sure done told me
Because-
that.
because we were-
said it. I'll be the one to say it.
He has said it.
I was
He
saying,
has
said it for her.
he has said it.
My father never said it because he already gave us something to cry about because we were crying.
Well,
Now,
but you still be-
mom never said, but I hear people say like fix your face.
I feel like that's messed up too. You cry, fix your face. I'm like, how? You just got beat.
Be with an inch of my life.
I hear people say that fix your face.
What's the first thing a black woman does before she raises up on you? A, secures her wig. B, takes off her earrings. C, puts her hair in a ponytail. Or D, asks someone to hold her purse.
Probably hold her purse.
Those are all good.
The
I-
earring,
You
the
take
earring, the
earrings
earring.
off.
Honestly,
Sometimes you can put that purse on.
honestly, the black women I know, they'll just jump on you.
Right.
It's none of that. At this point,
I
they'll
was
just
gonna
fight
say,
you. I would just die
But
on
when
you.
now for movie and TV show purposes,
they start pulling their hair
they
out.
it's always the
the
earrings.
earrings.
First thing they do is the earrings in the movies and TV
Because
shows.
they get to turn their head and be animated. They like to be graphic with it
No,
when they
because
do it.
people they do because girls don't fight fair. They go for your earring, and plus you don't want to lose your earring because you pay too much money for them. But people try to grab your hair, so you start pulling your hair, tucking your hair in.
And I think hold my purse is usually when men imitate females in the movies.
Yeah.
Girl, hold my purse. I'm about to see what's up. But I feel like
They probably won't say hold my purse, but I feel like they'll drop their purse, something like that. They're not gonna fight with it
because,
on.
because you really want to fight. You gonna drop your purse.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
earrings. You forget about your earrings.
Like, if it's that in the moment, you're not immediately thinking, oh, I still got my earrings in. You think I'm about to let this person
Yeah.
Now, if you have a little bit of
Listen,
press
most of them just dive
time,
on you.
I've seen somebody like, girl, guess what's
No, yeah, it'd be all of those.
It was low-key my father. Guess what so-and-so said? Like, what? She started putting her hair out. I
No,
know
'cause
she ain't said
I
that.
remember one at school, and I didn't put the pieces together until after. And I remember it had me so weak because this girl came to school. She had a tank top, she had sweatpants, her hair was tied back, she had no earrings in, no jewelry.
She was
had,
prepared.
And
She
no
was
makeup,
ready,
no makeup,
and she got to fight that day. And I was like, "Dang, I was like, we all should have seen the signs." I was like,
Right.
we all knew she was about to
It's
fight.
kind of
Like,
you watch like Jerry Springer. You see people start taking their shoes. You
Yeah.
start taking their shoes off. Like even Love and Hip Hop, they take them heels off.
throw
You
it
about
at
ready
you.
to scrap. No, you about ready to scrap. Where they throw them.
I would say Love and Hip Hop. Say Bad Girls Club. Love and Hip Hop. They throw a drink so fast. It starts.
Cardi B, she threw that shoe at her.
Okay, Cardi B is different. No, the New York version is different. The Atlanta and Hollywood one
Yeah,
is always the
those-
same
those-
thing.
those are trash.
Girl, I didn't like you. Oh, you don't? I got the security jump in. It's the same every
Basketball
time.
wise, they quick to throw a drink
Atlanta
on you,
too.
It's the George Bush move, throwing a shoe at somebody.
Man.
Nah, George Bush. Hey,
Yeah,
nah,
they
George
put
Bush.
it
That's the dodgeball
That whole,
champ.
if I was George Bush, that whole security team would be fired.
That my nigga, he threw
He threw
not
two
one but
shoes.
two.
Right.
True.
Yeah. And they
They weren't even quick throws.
and they didn't respond and jump in front of him. They just like watched it
They
happen.
weren't even
Because
quick
they
throws.
didn't mess with him.
Anybody around could have stopped that.
You know what's weird is if it was an assassination
bad.
attempt with a gun, I could accept that easier than I could the shoe. I mean, the shoe is
Not even-
like
No, I
No.
felt like there was no security
There was so
response.
much-
Not
it
even
was
that.
the highest level of disrespect.
Kanye said George Bush don't like black people. George Bush talking about some. He said, "Man, I ain't rocking what Trump doing right now." You hear about that recently?
Yeah, that's why I like Trump. No, I mean, that's why I like Bush now because I used to hate Bush. But when he said that, I said, you know what?
He
You
could
can come
let-
back. You can come back to the dinner table.
Bush
Right.
was like, "These niggas tripping." I was like,
Right, now, if he can see it.
That's what I'm saying. He's supposed to be the one that like black people.
Right.
You know what? He's sitting back going, "I'm so glad I got this fool because before
Trouble
that,
like nobody.
I had the title.
But see-
So thank you."
Right, I guess he feel like he don't like nobody because everybody get
But
that
himself.
exposed to corona. Yeah,
And I got to correct
coronavirus.
myself. I said, "You can come back to the dinner." He was never at the dinner table. He,
He
can
can't
now
do
come
that.
to the
He
dinner
can't
table.
come to the table either.
He can come now. No, he can come now if
He just ain't as bad as this one.
if you
Right.
denounce that man, you can come to the table.
Who was the best New Jack Swing singer of the 80s and 90s? A. Bobby Brown.
I don't know.
Was he New Jack
He
Swing?
wasn't.
Not the way I categorize New
I'm
Jack
thinking
Swing.
Like Teddy Riley. I'm thinking.
He worked
Wait,
with
wait.
Teddy Riley.
Read
Bobby
the
Brown.
list.
B. I'll Be Sure. C. Johnny Gill. Or D. Keith Sweat.
That's a different.
I don't
genre.
I don't see none of them as New Jack
Okay,
Swing.
they're not new. They're
So
not
who's
New
the-
Jack Swing.
who's
They
the
have
best
they
New
all
Jack
they all have
singer?
New Jack songs that are hits. Like what's the name has Feel the magic in my hands when I that's
Yeah, but
same
each
New
one
Jack
has
song.
a New Jack song, but they
I
weren't.
guess- I
But they
guess
weren't
the-
New Jack singers to me.
Right, I think
They were based the whole career on it,
I
no.
think they're saying 90s because New Jack
It said,
is
no,
90s.
it said of the 80s and 90s. Of the 80s and 90s.
I got Bobby Brown.
Then you have to go Bobby Brown for his collection.
I'll be sure couldn't sing.
Bobby
his-
Brown, I'll Be Sure, Johnny Gill, and Keith Sweat.
Bobby Brown's body of work was predominantly hits, super hits.
A lot of them were New Jack
And more
Swing.
dance.
The rest of them had songs
More
that were hit and
dance.
miss sometimes, but Bobby
No,
Brown's
talking about
Bobby Brown
New
for the
Jack
most part.
It's like a dance
It's,
type
yes,
thing.
it's the up tempo R&B, basically up tempo pop R&B type of thing.
That's
Yeah.
I feel you, but what song does Keith Sweat have that's upbeat?
Well, what's it called?
I Wanna, his first big hit.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I wanna.
That's still kind of slow. Oh,
Feel that, I wanna.
okay. Nah,
That song?
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you that one. I was thinking of
Even when it was
you
good.
said
Yes.
I'm at whining.
It's.
He has some.
I guess it's
wouldn't.
Bobby Brown then. I didn't want to.
Johnny
say
Gill only
that.
has
I
like
didn't
two.
wanna
He
say
really
that.
don't have that many New Jack songs,
But it is.
besides New Edition.
That's what I'm saying. All them songs aren't hype like that. Like.
I got Bobby.
When I hear
Bobby's
New
it.
Jack, I hear more like a hype
Teddy
type of
Riley
beat.
and them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bobby stuff when he came out with it, any song he came out with, you knew it was gonna be. You know,
Well, I
you
mean,
gave him the
it's more-
benefit
it's
of the
more
doubt.
When I hear New Jack, I'm thinking like up tempo dance.
I mean, most of Bobby's songs were up tempo though.
Yeah, I would say
besides the
I would say
ballads.
Bobby Brown. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I didn't want to agree, but
I know, I knew it was gonna be Bobby.
For the sake of this one, I'm gonna say him.
I knew it was gonna be Bobby from the jump, but I got him anyway.
we're gonna be back after these messages. And we're back. The next one. A petty aunt is always the first to ask someone what at a family gathering. A, why haven't you had kids yet? B, why you not married? C, you gain weight. Or you gain weight? Question mark. Or D, where are you working at now?
Why you not married? Because they don't know your work status half the time.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say. I was gonna take the work one out.
I think that's more for an aunt to tell another female though.
And you gain weight, I'll take that out too. But I feel like it's why haven't you got kids yet and why you not married? It's usually that.
I think that's something the aunt would tell a female though, because there's not really questions we get asked.
Right.
It's never like an aunt comes over and like why you ain't married? It's like,
And it's
I'm
kind
a
of
dude.
petty.
You don't really ask the
and
dude.
it's kind
why
of
they're
petty
not
because you
married.
can't really you can control like your work and your so much
Yeah.
your weight, but in fact you ain't have no kids yet. Maybe I'm trying to have a child and it ain't working out yet.
They're more inclined to ask a girl why do you have kids?
That's what I'm
Because a
saying.
girl is supposed to have children, and they're like, you getting older, your biological clock is ticking.
Right.
And
That's
same kind of being
petty
a
'cause
dude.
you don't
Some
know.
dudes just like not want to be married, so it's like it's not really natural to ask a dude why he's not
Yeah,
married
because
unless he's old.
if you ask a boy that's they subconsciously telling them go ahead and get a girl pregnant whether or not you're married to speed it up,
No, it's kind of you need to
And
settle
I'm not
down.
saying it's intentional, but
No,
I
I'm
mean you
saying
put
so
that thought in their
when
head
you
that they need
say-
to go ahead and have a baby.
When you say you're not married, it's usually almost like okay, you need to go ahead and stop being a player and just settle down.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
But you don't want to mention having a kid to a man because they're already hitting
mo-
it without
yeah, That's
protection.
more directed to a female. You're not asking no man.
Yeah.
What's an insult that only your grandmother would use? A, wench.
Which is what
My grandmother would never
My
say that.
grandmother never said that.
Yeah, wench.
No, I just want you to say that
B-
this every week.
B, hussy. C, heifer. Or D, fast tail. It's definitely
Ooh.
heifer.
I'm gonna say heifer. Yeah, Fast Tail got you.
Heifer, but Mama Ford, Mama Ford would say fast tail.
Yeah, I said that struck a nerve. She said, ooh.
Right, because I heard that.
Hot mama, ain't that what your mama said?
No,
Or was that your
you
word?
Fast, you look fast. You gonna be one of them fast. You don't be. There's certain things you don't do. That's considered being fast.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now
I be
today,
called fast. I thought it was funny.
you got to call fast before. Who called you fast?
This girl I used to work with, because she saw like the joke stuff I be saying on Facebook and the stuff I be sharing, And she said, "Yeah, they being fast." And I
I
got
like
weak.
her.
I was like,
I like her.
I was weak.
Cause she do that.
I was about to say,
she
for
do
me-
that bees.
Wench, definitely take that off.
Yeah, we never heard
This
wench.
is
It's not wench.
this is medieval times.
Wench is funny though.
That's something
Like,
we say at our age to be insulting.
Yeah,
We- I
wench is funny though. 'Cause I had
don't think
somebody.
we can say that.
It's never gonna work. But she's like, "What did you say, wench?" I just got
I, don't
weak.
say, I use that as a joke. I don't like. We don't
in
usually. We don't say
everyday
that
conversation,
seriously.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
But like hussy, I've heard hussy, but that's more like.
older
But I've heard more white older people say that.
Yeah.
But heifer, that's niggas for sure.
Heifer's a black thing.
We're quick to call somebody
I
heifer.
don't know that lady at work.
And then fast tail. I never heard fast tail, but I heard fast.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they over there acting fast. And I heard that, but I heard fast. So it's between fast and heifer to me. And I'll probably say.
And you said, what was the question? Which one?
What's
you
it, and so that only your grandmother would use. Only grandmother use, I would say fast. Because heifer, y'all say heifer.
It's fast.
What's funny is you ask
I think it's heifer.
ask
Because
people
people past certain age don't use heifer. Like,
ask people to spell heifer, and 9 out of 10 can't spell it.
Right.
They even got it spelled wrong on here. HEFFA.
That's the ghetto way to spell it.
It's
I,
H-I-F.
when I
Yeah.
do my
That's a
blogs,
heifer.
when I do my blogs, I say HEFFA, and then in parentheses I spell HEIFER.
Cause that's a heifer's like what, female cow,
It's a
right?
female cow, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a pregnant cow.
Something, I don't know.
I just thought of it as a
only a pregnant cow can be female. So
No, I'm saying I thought it was pregnant.
Well, I
Maybe,
just-
maybe,
I thought
maybe,
for
maybe,
sure.
maybe it's
Yeah,
pregnant.
because the cow was already a
I think
female.
it's really bigger or something. Could be people.
Is it-
It normally
that
mean
is
a
true,
bigger
cows are
person. They call you a
already
heifer.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I didn't say insult.
No, I know.
But a
I mean, that's niggas. We use it as
But
insults,
a
but
grandmother.
yeah, they call you a heifer. It's like, dang, grandma.
I don't like them coming out
What?
heifer, but they do
No,
something a bit more
I
fast.
mean, I wouldn't go and want to be called a hussy either. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to call none of that.
Yeah.
Wench, I'd be like, dang, great. Like, you really
Yeah,
gonna
she
take it
never
back
said
there? Like,
wench.
what might you smell like after a long day?
Your feet.
A, dog. B,
dog is white people. I would throw that out
yeah,
there.
I was gonna say B, musk. C, wet cat, or D, outside. It's
Outside.
between, it's between musk and outside.
Outside.
Because we don't say. I was
don't
say
smell like wet
black
animals.
people don't smell like wet
Wet-
dog
yeah,
or wet
we
dog
don't.
or wet cat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
usually.
Somebody
I was-
else. Somebody
Okay, I'm
else.
not
I didn't
answering
say it
that.
out
I'm not
But,
answering that.
but yeah,
I'm not agreeing either.
That's what I said.
Brandon said it. Brandon.
I want to run for office someday. I'm not agreeing.
I said they're the ones that smell like loose
I was about to say,
change.
but usually I've heard be like, well, they don't say musk.
Must.
Okay, it's musty.
Yeah, you
and then you smell like nigga, you musty.
See, musk is
Muddy.
you can get cologne that has musk in it, and that's like
I've
Ugh.
no, yeah.
That's the truth.
I'll
She's
say
telling the
I've had a
truth.
long
Must.
day and been musty, and I've had a long day and come inside smell like outside. But
Yeah.
I've never had a long day and I came inside smell like a dog. That's never
I've never
happened.
smelled like wet
Right.
dog or wet
Or
cat.
wet cat.
Right.
I don't think I've smelled a wet cat before. I definitely don't want to.
The roots.
I don't think white people smell like wet dogs like people think. I think I smell like Cool Ranch Doritos.
They
Every
They smell like wet
time.
dogs or loose change.
The
To me,
roots,
it's
in roots
either way.
they said it smelled like a wet chicken. Remember that? I was like, wow,
That's 'cause
that's
they
a
didn't
wet
have no dogs
chicken.
and cats like that over there. They had chickens they had to tend to. You know the barbecue is going to be good if they cook with this sauce. You already know what it is. A, Stubbs.
Sweet Baby
B, Sweet
Ray's.
Baby Ray's. C, Kraft. Or D, KC Masterpiece.
Sweet baby
It's
Ray's.
definitely
Sweet
Sweet
Baby
Baby Ray's. Get
Ray's.
the rest of them out of here.
Sweet baby.
Ain't
Ray's.
even close.
That was easy.
Have we ever used KC Masterpiece here?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Ain't
good.
like no Sweet Baby Ray. I think we told you to get something else.
Kraft is the more budget economical one.
I was saying
That's
this
a
ain't using
dollar.
crabs. I was about to say.
I'll tell
No,
you
no,
what.
I've used Kraft before.
Kraft is good.
But,
You get
but
different
it's
flavors.
not Sweet Baby Ray's. It's not none of
Sweet
that.
Baby
Yeah,
Ray's
throw
can
down.
kill it in other flavors. That's what I like about them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that buffalo sauce is fire.
Yes.
And then that
Yes.
Hawaiian barbecue sauce is fire.
The honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue, that's the
hot-
best one.
No, the hot and spicy. The sweet,
Nah.
sweet and spicy.
Didn't I do
Nah,
the
that
sweet?
honey-
Don't they make sweet chili as well? Or was that somebody else? Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they got sauce for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, they got honey mustard.
That's
they got all
what you
kinds
need
of
to buy
stuff.
stock
They
in
don't
that.
miss.
Which of these disgraced celebs should get a pass due to their contributions to the culture?
Mm.
A, Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
B, Chris Brown. C, R. Kelly. Or D, Kanye West. I think I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. It's only one answer.
Chris Brown.
It's Chris Brown.
Yeah, I'm saying Chris Brown.
Because Bill Cosby, you out here drugging and raping people.
Right. That's criminal.
See, R. Kelly, you out here messing with underage girls.
And peeing on them.
Yeah.
Man, but
Kanye West, nigga, you went over to the other side. It's not even like
No,
you.
but-
It's not even like
A recent thing that this just like days ago.
I don't believe it.
I don't
Go
believe
ahead.
that either. I don't believe that
You know
either.
the story?
I don't know the story.
The story
I was-
was. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was somebody close to Kanye said like he threw away all his hats and that he was on his side to get some black people out of jail. Because remember, But Kanye,
No,
but,
no, I don't. I don't believe that.
I don't understand
I don't
agree either.
believe
But Donald Trump did get people out of jail and
No,
did some
I
let me,
understand that, but
let me interject. Okay, him getting people out of jail had nothing to do with Kanye. Kim Kardashian went over there and rallied for the people, and she got them out. But she never wore a MAGA hat.
Didn't have to do
She
that
never
once.
was hugged up with him. She went there and
She said, "We gonna talk."
and that's
That's it.
exactly what they
We gonna
did.
talk.
Took care of business, and she was out.
But they
Kanye
also
talking
said-
about he lied to me. I
Yeah,
felt
right.
betrayed.
He was like a dad to me.
That's why I said.
Wait,
That's why I
wait.
said. That's why I said I can't. Like I wanted to believe it, but it was like. But when
I
I said I
don't
thought about it, I
believe
said, "Bro, you did way more."
You trying to
Yeah,
backpedal
but
and
they also said that his funding actually went to Clinton. And
I saw that too.
Too.
I saw that too. But it's like he could have
you
just
know
now
what?
did that.
And he's donated so much to the whole Black Lives Matter thing. So that's possible.
I understand, but
Here's the
to me
thing
it's like
about
we.
But
To me
the
it's like
answer
we
is
try
definitely Chris
to.
Brown.
To me it's like we try to buy a conscience. It's like that.
It's here, you know, it's like you made a mess. Now you're trying to clean it up.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I
all
can't
all
believe
these
it.
companies now have been exposed for giving to Trump. Oh, you gave $400,000 to Trump. Let's go ahead and give this much to NAACP. Let's give
Exactly.
this much. Now we're trying to make it even.
Now the great PR move now is to fund anything Black Lives Matter. But the thing is, y'all not really about that.
You're not really about
Y'all just doing it to save face. Like Drew Brees, nigga, you got caught. That's why I feel like sometimes you just not. If you feel that way, just don't say anything. Just be
Right.
quiet sometimes.
Right.
Let them have their shine. Like
Sounds
when y'all was tripping on Barack. And y'all was going off, and we were sitting there like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was like, okay, we agree, but you gonna say you already on that side, so it's like it's kind of like we feel like we can't join you on that because the fact that you're on that side, you're on that Blue Lives Matter side or stuff like that. Sometimes we can't do that, even though what you might be saying has a lot of logic and might be right. Sometimes we can't do
You
it
gotta see
because
the move. You gotta see the point.
Yeah.
Move
But
on.
sometimes the way media twists things, they don't understand what Black Lives Matter is. So maybe once you get a little better educated and say, you know what? I was uneducated, I was misinformed, I was ignorant. Now I know better.
Well, you know what?
That's
I can't-
one thing to say.
I can't give them a pass because even after we've told them what it means, they're like, "No, I don't care what you say. You still means that you're telling us that
because it's just a response.
Look at
It's
Colin
they
Kaepernick.
refuse to
Look at
accept
Colin
it."
Kaepernick.
Same thing with that.
He took a
We
great
told him
personal
what it
loss.
means.
He took a good financial loss and a career loss because he was one. You know, he dared
For standing up.
he
He-
dared to
Sitting
take
down.
a knee and say, as long as police brutality is going on, I'm going. This is my way to protest.
He told
But the
them the
same
minute
people-
he did, he told them when he first did it what it meant, and they
Thank
changed
you.
it.
Thank.
So-
So he's anti-military. He's anti the flag.
Like,
That's
nah.
not what it's
But-
about. I'm telling you what it's
but the
about.
thing is-
but now we fast forward into 2020. Now I'm saying everybody on board with it.
No, the thing is because like I said, it's the right PR move to do now, and I think it's trash when people say, "Oh, all lives matter." So it's a response to Black Lives Matter. When you saw them little Mexican kids, they was all in them cages. It wasn't all lives matter then. Y'all were quiet then. That's what I'm saying. That's
And that's
trash.
the thing. That's America.
So where is that then? Where is that all lives matter then? Where is your support then if you're all lives matter? You're not supporting like that.
Right.
You just wanted to shut us up because you don't do that with anything else.
Right.
You don't sit there and be like, "Oh, that person dying from breast cancer." Well, all cancers matter.
Right.
Well, you guys, testicular cancer, all cancers matter. You don't do that with anything else. You
Anytime-
only do that with that when it comes to the black situations. That's trash.
Anytime, go ahead.
I was gonna say with that particular thing you were saying with the whole, just like the cages and all that stuff. That's America for you because America will go down the history books and teach you about the Holocaust and tell you about how Jewish people
Never forget.
we're put in these little cages and we're put in and they were gassed and all these things. And now they're doing the same things in America to these little Mexican kids and other people. But it's not seen as a big horror thing anymore. The same things that they did, same things that America's doing now, same thing America's been doing, the same thing Christopher Columbus was doing. And they make it seem like everybody else, they make it seem like Stalin and Hitler were all these bad people. Not saying they were good people, but they make it seem like they were the worst people in
Doing the
history.
same thing.
But
Because
when America
they
was
weren't
founded,
American.
America was founded itself on genocide.
That's
So
what
how
I'm
is
saying. That's
how
trash.
is somebody else doing it over
And
in
because
Russia the craziest thing in the world?
Here's
Because
the thing. They had nobody to whitewash the history.
But what pisses me off,
That's
that whole
all it
phrase
is.
"never forget." You'll sit here and tell me to forget
I was gonna
slavery.
get to that.
You'll tell me to forget slavery. You'll tell me to forget civil rights. You'll tell me
Native
to forget
Americans.
200 people posing around a black man hung. But then the next thing you tell me is remember the Alamo. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. 9/11.
Forget the Holocaust.
This is such a terrible day we've gone through. Blah blah. Oh, we understand that, and I agree with you. That is a terrible thing for
Yes,
the
but it's
terrorist
one
thing.
building
But the
compared
thing
to
is,
countries.
you say never forget when it comes to that. But then when it's slavery, oh, that happened so long ago. Oh, my. It's like that's
Yeah, but we're
trash.
still suffering the ramifications of slavery, and we're still doing things that are similar to slavery. It's just certain things we can't
We're
get away
still
with,
in
but they still
bondage.
do it. And then you tell me
We're
that's
still oppressed.
it's still slavery, and it's still. I mean, you look at the Reconstruction Act. You look at everything that happened that was born from that. that may have been not as blatant or as overt, but was still an extension of slavery. Don't tell me to forget slavery because it is still slavery in another form.
And the thing is, we go through these hardships, and not only do they not care, they laugh at it. They had a challenge going on, the George Floyd challenge, where you put your kneecap over somebody's neck and just cheating on the camera. And it's like, and then it's like, oh, why are you guys mad? Nigga, what you mean? No, don't say this.
Yeah, how'd you feel like how'd y'all feel there's a 9/11 challenge and we threw a paper airplane at something like that's
But that's
the Native American. The Native American had the boy get in his face with the MAGA hat. Forgot about that?
Here's the crazy thing though. It's just like I'm trying to rile myself up, but it's just
I'm already riled up.
But
It's a whole new episode now.
I was gonna say that it's Chris Brown. I was gonna say that just to bring it back, but
it's you take out the fact that he was a black man. The fact that you're okay with someone murdering someone in the streets
for virtually nothing.
for nothing. We're filming it, and you're telling this man is telling you, please, I cannot breathe. It hurts. It hurts everywhere.
Not even
And
that.
they're like, dude,
Mom.
the police, your cohorts, your fellow police officers, they're standing around too, like.
Mom, he
Carry
had counterfeit money, and they killed him over it. But Dylan Roof comes in there and kills 8 people. Prayed with these people, pretending like he was one of them. Prayed with them and killed them.
And walked out.
And walked out. They walked him out. They said they're walking. Didn't they go to a restaurant too before they?
Took him to Burger King.
Took him to Burger King. They fed this nigga, but this nigga had a counterfeit $10 bill, and the other guy was going to the store to buy his kids some s'mores.
You know,
and they killed him.
You know who put it best was Joaquin Phoenix in Hotel Rwanda. When you telling me all lives matter, he turned around and said these people get on there, watch this atrocities on TV and say that's terrible, then go right back to eating dinner. That's that. So don't tell me all lives matter.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's trash. So it's like
That's just true. But even if
But you know what?
wait, we're gonna come back after these messages. We'll go right back.
I want to say something real quick.
No.
Just to wrap up, I just feel like it's just horrible that if someone were to kneel on a dog.
I was gonna get to that. I was gonna say it's sad when America cares more for animals
right.
than they care about their actual humans, and that's wild.
Like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and to me, just the whole All Lives Matter thing is it's pointless to me. If you really, really believe all lives matter, which everybody believes,
Break it down.
but it shouldn't have to be said as a retort to Black Lives Matter. It's like it shouldn't be like you said. It shouldn't be because even there's a meme about it. It was like the dude like I broke my leg, and he's like go get help, and he's like, well, what about my leg? And it's like we're not talking about that right now. It's cool to know that all lives matter, yeah, but all lives cannot matter until Black Lives Matter, until Hispanic lives matter, until like Asian whatever.
But
until everybody's treated equally, then that it doesn't exist because you don't truly believe all lives matter if you're still oppressing people. You don't care
quick
about
point,
it.
KJ. My thing is, I tell people in a heartbeat, if all lives truly mattered, then Black lives wouldn't have to matter. That's what it comes down to.
We wouldn't have to. We
We
wouldn't have to remind you.
say it.
All lives
We
matter.
wouldn't have to
This
say it.
hashtag wouldn't exist.
Right. We wouldn't have to tell you. And
This
But
should
that's
be its
just
own
right.
podcast. It should be its own podcast, KJ. You might want to table a discussion.
Yeah, I just feel like cause, and people people don't realize when they say white privilege, like they think it's you guys are being weird, like being racist towards us, and we feel like you must say we feel like you don't understand our that we don't understand your struggle or something like that. Like that's what they think white privilege is. But the thing is, when you sit there and say something goofy like all lives matter, that is white privilege.
No, when you know
White people want to be oppressed, just like black
that's
people.
what I'm saying.
Without the actual
weak
oppression.
Karen stuff.
Right.
I said it's like, we got Karen. Get out of here with that. Y'all ain't been oppressed.
And not all white people, but just like the racist.
Because we make fun of people that go in there talking about some so I want to speak to your manager. That's what a Karen is. That's the whole point of that.
And Karen could be white or black. It's someone who they looking for a fight. Like, okay,
When I explain white privilege to one person, I told them because anytime they hear it now, they think it's the equivalent of us making some like somebody saying nigger or something like that. That we're saying something insulting. I tell them white privilege. Let me give you an example of white privilege. White privilege was Fort Pillow, where the Union troops surrendered to the Confederates. Confederates got them all rounded up, and then they shot every black soldier in there and left the whites alone. That's white privilege. No. That's not an insult. That's what saying. What I'm saying is white privilege means that you're going to get a pass.
It's almost like
you get special consideration.
When that lady last week or 2 weeks ago, when the man was bird watching,
Yeah.
He wasn't breaking the law.
Yeah,
She was.
right.
Her dog was not on a leash.
She,
And she said, he's like, and he told her, oh, you know, we had to have your dog on a leash. She didn't want to do it. Argument ensued. I'm gonna call them and tell them you threatening me.
But that's what I'm saying. White
So her
privilege
white
is the
privilege
white
was
privilege
that-
is the understanding and or the belief that you have that you have a leg up. Sometimes some people don't feel like they're
They're using that ability.
right. But you have some people that aren't racist, that don't have a problem with blacks, that maybe embrace the black culture, but they still know that they won't get in trouble like
You know
a black
what's
person.
But
That's
the
not
thing
that's
about
not being that's not
even though you might have white privilege, you may not abuse your white privilege.
that's what's just saying. But that's
When
what
you
we're trying to
get
teach them is
pulled
that you
over,
have
when you
white
get pulled-
privilege.
When you get pulled
I was
over
gonna
by
get
the
to that. I was gonna get to
police, your privilege allows you where you can speak freely to the
I'm going to
officer.
say this for a minute now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was wait, y'all all jumped in. But the thing was, I was going to say basically, the best example of white privilege is it's a quick scene on Get Out. You remember when he went through all that stuff, and at the very end, that cop car came.
Yeah.
That feeling you got, you're like, this nigga's he's going through it. After all this, that's the exact example of white privilege. That's exactly right there.
Right, because
I think
you would
it's-
not feel that way with it. Like, say if you was watching the movie Halloween, when you hear the cop come, you should be like, oh my gosh, thanks, they got help now.
Yeah.
You did not feel that way to Get Out. You felt, oh my gosh,
now you got
this man
something
about to
else
go
to go up
through.
against another.
That's
monster.
what exactly. That's the best example of white privilege right there. It's just that one quick. It's a very quick scene, but when he went through all that mess and you saw that cop car, you're like, oh my god. You're like, this man can't get.
Right.
That's
but,
exactly.
but someone using their privilege, I feel like that lady, when she knew that she sounded like she was in distress, they would come there with guns drawn, and potentially because they could have shot and killed that man. It bothers me that she knew that she could do something I'm gonna get my way, and I don't care what happens to you as a result.
You got to get through these cards.
No, I'm going
I mean, that's all
going back
I'm
now.
gonna say about that.
You might have to edit this whole portion. Not edit, but I mean, take it and move it to a whole separate episode.
Yeah.
No, we cut
You
it
know
and
what?
make its own thing too.
This is just the world we live in, and the more things change, the more things stay the same.
I had to find a question to kind of.
Gotta make
Change
it
the mood.
light her a little bit.
Well, no, I just try to transition.
Too late. Run the gang!
So you don't know what it means to struggle if you've never A, had to apply for food stamps, B, had your car repoed, C, had your lights turned off, or D, have your furniture set out, parentheses evicted.
I think have your lights turned off because not everybody's been evicted, but more people have had their lights
Yeah, they have
turned
lights
off.
turned
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
feel that's turned off. You
You've
can apply
never-
for
you've
food
never
stamps
been
and be living
evicted.
fine.
I
Like,
mean-
I know people that have food stamps and they living fine, but it's just like
Yeah.
having your lights
Yeah.
turned off. That's a whole different feeling. You're like, dang it, like
No, I
come
feel,
home,
no, I
like-
feel like if you came home and all your stuff was still on the curb,
that would hurt too.
and they took you, you've been, you know what I mean, you've been
That's a
evicted.
different feeling.
You
Like,
have nowhere to
dang.
live. Where am I going to go? You can live in a house with no electricity. You have some place you can lock the door. You'll be safe to sleep. But
I
the
say-
struggle and not know what I'm gonna do with all my belongings. If someone's gonna steal it, it's gonna get damaged in the rain.
I say lights because more people can relate and make that statement as a result. Because how many people can say you don't know that struggle? You've never been,
But
evicted.
sometimes people forget to
But-
pay their light bill, and then your stuff gets shut
But
off.
it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle because you're realizing that I shouldn't be at this point where I'm forgetting to pay my
People
light bill.
forget to pay certain stuff. If you don't have automatic bill pay, you forget to pay certain stuff. You know, that's why they send these little reminders out. But I feel like if you ever had I thank God I never had that happen to me. Now I have, broke a lease, and the lease, broke a lease, broke a lease. But I never had my stuff physically sat out. And I've seen people, and I knew like, oh my God,
That
that's
sucks.
all this stuff.
I've never
out
had
there.
that
That's
meeting.
'cause-
What's left of the thing sitting there when
Right,
you get home?
because
Because everybody,
if your lights are turned off, people don't always know that.
because Ezel came
You know
and
what I'm
got
saying?
it.
I've had phone cut off, light cut off. You know what I mean? As a student, especially a broke student, you struggle and go through things. But like I said, for me, that would just be crushing if everything I owned was just set outside.
What made me mad
I
was
had to
when
figure it
the
out.
landlord came in on us, and then it walked in our apartment, and then it's telling us that he wanted the rent, and he pointed right at Willie's amplifier, and he said, "You can sell this and make the money." And I looked at him and I said, "How about you stay out of our business? You get the money. You don't tell us what to sell." But I was pissed at that point. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on that tangent.
Right, but I'm just saying that, that's just because like I said, one thing to not be able to pay electricity, but your ability to stay somewhere, your home.
When is it necessary for a woman to make a man's plate? A, when she feel like it. B, at his family's house. C, at her family's house. Or D, never.
I think at her family's house. if it's like your first time over there, it's kind of like weird, or maybe it's just for me. Like if I'm at somebody else's, like even if it's a friend, like as a guy, I would expect them to kind of be like the one to like have them like pull me up there and be like, all right, like show me where the food's at, show you what to get, stuff like that. I wouldn't if it's to me that's kind of weird if they're at your family's thing and they're making your plate.
Honestly,
you just sitting there like.
Honestly, it's the opposite for me. What you
What?
just said. I feel like it should be at his family's house
I-
because honestly, like older people,
There you go.
they judge, and they be like,
I know, but-
they be like, look at her not making it.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
but
true.
You brought this
I-
girl.
I think it's
you brought this
weird,
girl
though.
here, and she don't know how to respect you as the man of the situation.
You know, but I personally think that's weird. Like if I bring you to my house and then like maybe my family's over and you got to make my plate and yours and I'm just gonna sit there like this, that's weird to me. It's like my whole family's around. I should be the one guiding you through it, in
Right,
my
yeah.
opinion. You shouldn't be standing there making my food and yours, and I'm just sitting there like, well, that's my girl, y'all, making my food.
Right.
It seems kind of like, like, I don't know the word to say it, kind
Like
of
chauvinistic.
But it was a time when a woman was expected to make a man's plate. But I feel like,
Yeah, still are. Don't you
I
forget.
mean, if you're a wife and you got kids, why am I making your plate, my plate, the kids' plate?
That's
Come
what
on
I'm saying.
now,
Like,
help
like,
me.
that nigga get up and do
fact,
something.
in fact, after this episode is over,
You know, make my plate.
Right. And like you said,
Just-
especially if that's like I said, if it's not your family.
It's weird. Like,
go in
say,
the
if
kitchen,
in front of a bunch of strangers, I'm going in there taking up all your
You know how
food.
good of a
making two
feeling is?
plates.
You just sitting there and your girl's like, "You want baked beans, honey?" Like, "Yeah, I want some baked beans."
It's probably a good feeling, but I would expect that at her family thing, 'cause like I said, I don't know them. So for me to just get up and take up all their food, to me, it makes me uncomfortable. And I feel like it would kind of make them uncomfortable, because just imagine having a guest over here and we don't know this person. They just come in our kitchen and start making a whole bunch of stuff. We're like,
No, not
Who
like
is this
that.
nigga?
Not like
Like-
that. I'm saying like, say like we hold this food sitting out for everybody to go get, and like everybody's supposed to get their own plate. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I mean, maybe it's
the dude sitting on the couch, and then it's like she go get his plate, she get her plate and his.
to me, it's if they're already known, then that's okay. But to me, like I said, if it's like their first time, I wouldn't expect you to go up there and get a plate, because
Yeah.
that's weird.
That's I don't even see it. Why are you even making the plate?
That's what I'm saying. Like Nick,
If
you
it-
barely
if
know
it-
what I like. Like,
Right, yeah. 'Cause I feel like sometimes I
You know
made
how much
Daddy's
baked
plate.
beans I
He was
want?
looking like, oh, you didn't give me enough macaroni. You didn't give me enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't do
You're
that
supposed
to
to know. You're
you.
supposed
he
to
be
know.
looking like-
I don't do that to you.
I don't say you do, but I feel that way. Like
You feel that way, but I don't.
I
Ever,
feel like
I appreciate it. I never tell you didn't
the
get
right
this and that.
stuff and, you
I never
know.
said. I don't
I didn't
insinuate
say
it.
you did. I'm just saying that
It's
sometimes.
inferred.
So,
Okay,
I'm
not
just saying that
implied.
sometimes you know when you make somebody plate, you like, oh, you just
Yeah, but
like,
it's inferred. It's not implied.
what's the hardest thing to replace? A hairdresser or a barber. B, a best friend. C, your first love, or D, a weed dealer.
you physically cannot replace your first love.
Yeah, that was
You
that's
never-
not even a good
That's
answer. I feel like the hardest thing to replace.
His best friend.
You think best friend?
You can
I
always
think-
have. Well, you can always have a best friend.
I
You
was
just
gonna
won't
say
have.
barber.
You just
Same.
you won't. It won't be that person.
It won't be the same.
I'm saying barber. I'm saying barber.
I can
I'm not.
replace Barbara like that.
I feel you can get other good barbers.
Nah, I've had better barbers come
because you
since.
gotta because
That's what I'm saying. I've had better barbers.
no because
past-
barbers is one of the things where
They know.
for this question you have to. It's like a trust kind of thing. You got to trust this
That's why I
man.
feel like with the friend situation, because with a friend, y'all been through some stuff.
And it's like memories and everything.
Memories, history. I'm sure you probably share secrets and stuff
I mean,
like that.
if you're a fake individual, then you can replace best friends like it's nothing and not feel nothing crazy. But I mean, like if you've been friends with somebody for a long time, you got memories and like secret codes and all kind of things. It's like it's different.
Right.
And then having a whole new one, it's like it's all you're starting fresh again.
Well, you got to remember the concept. There's somebody's taking. They're not taking their place. They're taking their space.
Yeah, but
And,
that's
it's
it's harder to
hard-
replace
it's
it.
hard
I've
to
had
replace that
several.
person.
I've had several best friends, and in their own different ways, some of them were better than others.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, nobody will ever replace Sam, my first best friend. But I've had people that have been closer with me since then.
We said,
Yeah.
who's harder to
Yeah.
replace?
But I'm saying that's the hardest though. Still, I can
Yeah.
find a new barber like that. I don't smoke weed, so weed dealer is.
Yeah, I would say we do. I just think that's funny. I thought that's funny.
And what was the other one?
First love. That,
Yeah,
that,
you can't
that
have
was an
another first
option,
love. I mean, another best love maybe that's different. But
As I'm
first
saying,
love-
my first love was not my best. Definitely not my best.
What's something a non-black person should do when adopting a black baby?
Should do.
Yeah. A,
Okay.
teach them their history. B, learn to cook soul food. C, learn how to do their hair.
I was gonna say that.
D, start attending a black church.
Learn how to do their hair.
Learn how to do your hair. You don't got a black church is
The
the furthest
food,
from
that
furthest
food
from
is
the-
just you eat what you know.
Yeah, because you get, yeah.
You know, church is where you go. You don't, you know what I mean?
And maybe
Because
the
soul
history-
food isn't always good for you. Most of the time it's not.
It It could be the
As much as
history.
I
though.
love it, but it's
It's the history of hair because the history
Well,
is like
I feel like
I'll
white
go
or
with that
black,
too.
you should.
You
know
should make
black
their
people.
history accessible.
that. That's how you grow up as like Ben Carson or somebody like that. Like you grow up just not knowing like your real struggle. It's like
They might not know it.
them niggas
They
tripping.
might.
That's what I'm saying
not know
because
either. That's
some of
what
them
I'm
be
saying.
tripping. So it's like you have to know your struggle, but you also have to be in tune and be like because you don't want to be like a black person rocking like white people hair like as far as that goes because like they have to know how to be able to do your hair because
Best example.
as a female.
If I
T,
said a female,
T
yeah.
and Tamara,
Okay.
you can see like one's with a black dude, one's with a white dude, and you can see the difference in the hair. Like you see one girl, like I forget which one's with the white dude, but
Tamara.
the one with the black dude, her hair is nice and laid, and the one with the white dude, like so I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but you see like her hair always look jacked up.
You think so? I think
Yeah.
your hair
Something
always
like that.
good.
And not only that, I noticed that. And then they put a meme about it too, and I was like, I've been noticed this.
Even with Doja Cat for example, when she
Her hair never looked good.
When she first started off, her wigs would be like it would be all over the place. She had to get cyberbullied into learning how to do her wigs right. Like she literally said, like the internet is what made me learn how to do my wigs.
Who are you talking about?
Doja Cat. She's well,
Rapper.
She's in trouble now.
she's a lot of water right now. But I mean, just at that moment, that's like another thing. Was I feel like she never had that whole black understanding of like this is how it's supposed to be done. Like, I
Yo,
feel like
you
never
know
had
when
enough-
she's in there talking about black people and
Yeah,
these
you
things,
see-
so you already know.
You can tell she didn't really have enough black friends, or even raised black enough to have that.
I remember them giving Gabby fits. They gave Gabby Douglas fits too.
We'll
Well,
be
you know,
back
your athlete is different.
after these messages.
Pam Oliver.
Cause you're simple.
And we're back. All right. What might someone say when they're about to lie? What might someone say when they're about to lie? A, what I gotta lie for. B, believe what you want. C, huh? It's the way they did it too. It spelled just like the two, like, huh? Or D, what had happened was. I'm taking what had happened was out. Nobody really does that. That's for
That's a
movie
joking
purposes.
thing.
Yeah, that's a
I
joke.
think,
And-
I think it's to believe what you want.
Well, what happened
It's
was
her.
what you're not always lying when you say what happened was you're trying to find a way to say it without getting a whooping, but you're still gonna tell the truth.
I think you need time to think.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
you
trying to set it up, huh?
Oh, yo, you
Oh,
talking to me?
me?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know.
It's her, but
You want to try to change the subject?
believe what you want is somebody unfaithful. That's like what a cheating nigga says.
I feel like what I gotta lie for is a shiesty person just in general. They say that.
They'll tell you something and then you don't believe. I got to lie for it. You know
What I gotta lie for? It's like one of them kind of people, like, you know, saying, hey, let me borrow 200, man. But I'm gonna use 200 to do this and that. You go, what I gotta lie for, man? You know, that's one of them kind of thing.
Right.
Lie and fly, man.
It was, yeah, and then believe what you want. I feel like that's the more closer one. That's the one that's like,
That's much more
I
than
see
cheating.
that as disloyal. Like it's
Because
like,
someone you either seen something or been told something, and then I'm confronting you.
yeah.
hey man, believe
Why
what you
you
want.
why you calling him so and so?
So you gonna believe me? You believe your own eyes over me?
That's a thing.
Me or your lying eyes. Who said that?
The next one. How old do you have to be in order to feel safe to call your mother by her first name? A, 16. B, 21. C, 40. Or D, never.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not.
I'm gonna answer that with something that happened in the Davis household. Kenny J said, "I can't wait till I turn. I forgot what age." So he says, "Well, I can say, Cotty, give me something. Give me something
I
to
was
eat."
joking.
And I know, but my reply was, and they never heard from him again. And that's what it comes down to. You don't never call your parents by the name. And I have a problem with people telling their kids, call me. So no.
Call me Joanne.
I got a problem. I got a problem with y'all friends, though. Calling me by my name. Look, you ain't grown, but I don't say anything because I'm like they obviously weren't raised better.
Well, some people put the Mr. in front of it, like Mr. Candy.
That's very natural.
They got some friends. Some of them be Kenny. Whoa, I'm not kidding.
Oh, really? I ain't never known that.
This is a weird one. Which unpopular opinion might you actually agree with? A, Beyonce is overrated. B, men aren't naturally monogamous. C, Kanye was right about slavery. Or D, Obama could have been a better president.
What's the question again?
Which unpopular opinion might you actually agree with?
Okay, now read them again, please.
Beyonce is overrated. Men aren't naturally monogamous. Kanye was right about slavery, or Obama could have been a better president. Kanye's out of there. That's ridiculous.
Right.
But
And I don't think there's
There-
anything that Obama could have done.
Well, there are some things that President Obama could have done, but it's not enough for me to say make that statement. Every president has to think.
yeah, I'll be like,
I think men are definitely.
You got to think about how like busy you already are. It's like you have to like.
And you might make a
Well,
See how stressed out he was. He went from having black hair to white.
But plus,
Like a month.
you have to base the decision on the time frame you have and the intel you have.
And what you've been put into.
When you put
President
it to-
Obama came into office, and every
Clean
black
up a
person
mess.
automatically assumed that he was going to change everything for the black community. They put that on him.
No, the thing was he had to clean up a mess as soon as he got in there. So I was
Yeah.
like, I can't say that
And
about
then
him.
they-
Right, but they
It
expected,
was-
well, we got a
was
black
still
president
there.
now, so we're gonna have equal rights from this point on. We put this man
He came
in
into
a difficult
war. Like, it's
situation.
like,
He
it
had to,
wasn't easy.
He
yeah.
said men are naturally monogamous.
So basically, men are like.
No, I know.
Can't
I'm
be
trying
faithful.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree with that
'cause-
either.
Yeah.
Because I know people. I mean, but then it's like, you can say that, but it's like, but I know females like that too. I know females.
All right,
That's well, I know a lot more females than I know men.
So I'm gonna say it. It's,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
Beyonce with the. And
Yeah,
the
I
thing
can
is,
definitely
I
say
don't
that.
agree, but I don't disagree.
Right,
And
I'm the
if
same
you have
way.
a strong enough argument, which you can, because they treat her like she's God.
I agree with you on
And-
that.
That makes you overrated.
The
I don't care
hits-
who you are.
The hits don't translate to me. She has hits. She has hits. I'm not saying that.
She
I'm
has
not
a lot
saying
of
that.
hits.
She has a lot.
Right, right.
A lot. But it's not like she's had the biggest hits of all time. She hasn't had like songs that were like.
Like Mariah Carey.
You
yeah.
said,
Yeah,
okay,
Mariah Carey
so
has-
you're saying, okay, what
has
you're saying
undeniable
that she has a
albums.
1,000,001 hits, but she don't have one timeless hit? Is what you're
I
saying?
think she has timeless, but not enough timeless. Like Michael Jackson has plenty of timeless.
I would agree
To
with
a-
about Beyonce. You know, I love Miss Beyonce.
I do
and
too.
Destiny Child. But saying I can agree with the overrated part because
I'm not saying she's overrated, but I'm saying
she's
that's the closest thing.
a wonderful performer, a strong work ethic. But is she out singing everybody in the world? No.
No. And
is she out acting everybody?
But sometimes
She's not out dancing everybody either, because
but-
Sierra
but-
would
but-
body a lot of people.
No, I feel you on that, but it's two different dancing though.
Yeah.
Sierra is more like break dancing kind of
Yeah,
thing.
she can pop lock.
Beyonce is more
It's
like I'm
choreo.
on stage. We got 10 people
She
behind me. We
performing,
all hit the same
performing,
dance.
yeah.
We killing it
She has the
together.
choreo. But
But I will say this though. I personally don't think Beyonce's overrated. But if you say Beyonce's overrated, I can understand where you're coming from.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
but
But you
I,
have to give her her
but
props.
but
Like, you-
I was gonna say the work like when
I never
when I
said
asked,
Beyonce. I love Beyonce.
when I said hard work beats talent every time, there you go.
She went in the
Because
studio for 3 days straight.
that's what I'm
She didn't
saying.
eat,
Now
didn't
Michael
sleep,
Jordan,
nothing.
Michael Jordan's another one. He wasn't the best man when he came into the thing. He came to the league.
He was
He
Kobe.
still was in the same draft with Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon was, in my opinion, one of the greatest players to ever do it. But is he as hardworking as Michael Jordan? No. Michael Jordan is, in my opinion, the most hardworking person.
Him and Kobe.
I would say Kobe's number 2. LeBron, well, he's the GOAT. You got carried off the court when it got too hot. It was too hot. You got carried off the court. Nobody else was affected but you.
No,
I can't be like, well, the AC. You were the only one carried off the court. Everybody else was still playing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, well, when you got somebody else who's playing through food poisoning, I didn't go to work.
Right.
And I'm a hardworking person myself, and I'm like, man, I can't do this. I'm throwing
Play a
up.
whole
You know,
basketball
look,
game.
He played a whole basketball,
and
run up and down
for
that
Miss
court.
Beyonce,
Dunking.
Beyonce had twins.
I was about to say that.
And
I
turn
was
around
pregnant
and get
on-
That's what I was
Coachella.
that's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. Another thing too, there's been plenty of times, if you look closely, Beyonce has messed up. She's slipped, she's fell, all kind of different stuff.
She's
But
been
she's playing
snatched.
off so good. She's been snatched out the
And kept
stage.
singing. Why she gets
She got snatched off the
She fell
stage.
Super Bowl. She slipped.
I
She,
will
that's what I'm
say,
saying. She slipped. She did a little thing. She did the 2 moves like this, and her heel slipped off. She, can you keep it? Like, she's playing off something vicious.
I will say-
you gotta make it work with what you got.
I will say Beyonce is overrated, and not because I'm saying she's not all that. She is all that. I'm
Right.
going to start by saying that she is all that. She's an extraordinary performer. She's an exemplary talent. There are so many things she does that artists can't touch. The reason I say she's overrated is because people make her more than that.
That's my point.
where
That's my
where she's
point.
overrated.
That's my point.
When you make
That's
when,
the problem.
when you make
Anybody
somebody a
has
goddess,
flaws.
when you make somebody a goddess, that means they're overrated. Now that doesn't mean that they're not as good. This person, she's still leading in so many different ways.
Right.
But the fact that you put her at put her on this pedestal, you have made her overrated.
I will have her
Right.
as the
But
greatest.
that's what it is though. It's not her. It's the fans.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not
Like-
her fault.
You know who started that?
But in the end,
Kanye.
she's overrated because
Kanye did.
who rates her? The fans. That's why she's
Exactly.
overrated.
Exactly. And Kanye West started that when
Jumped on the stage.
when Taylor Swift won that video, and she went to get her award. He stepped on stage and he said, I'm gonna let you talk. But Beyonce had the best video all time, and she
I
was
said, I
like,
don't care who they try to make it. I got Beyonce as the greatest female artist of all time.
Yeah.
I will have her as the
No,
greatest female artist of all
I
time.
agree.
So-
I definitely
Not
agree.
But
performer.
it's fair.
I don't know about artist.
I have
I
her
would say
as artist.
performer because she definitely ain't the best
I have
singer
her
I've ever
as
heard.
artist.
No,
Just
no,
because
that's
of-
singer. I'm saying we're going
As
all
far as
around artists.
everything
All
put
around
together,
artists. Who is
it's
beating
her.
her? All around
Mariah
artists.
Carey.
The biggest icon,
No.
the biggest figure is Beyonce. You can say Beyonce, and that mess will.
You go to
send
Mariah
shivers
Carey
through people's
concert before
spine.
you go to a Beyonce concert?
No,
I wouldn't in a
now?
heartbeat.
I'm talking about
at any point
in their
time.
primes. Would you go to Mariah Carey concert over a Beyonce concert? I wouldn't.
If you want a show, then yeah, you're gonna go see.
Yeah.
It's like MC. It's like MC Hammer. Far from an average rapper. He's that bad of a rapper. But his show, your mother and I went. Your mother and I went and saw that man on stage with 100 people on that stage, and it was phenomenal.
Okay.
But his rapping was
I'm saying-
horrid.
but, okay, I understand that, but I'm saying we're going everything.
That's
We're
why
going
she's a
everything.
Everything
Buying
she
the
has.
albums. Would you buy an album? Like whose album would you buy? That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
I'm saying
I
she's-
know you say MC Hammer, but the thing is, I wouldn't buy an MC Hammer album back in his prime. I would buy a Beyonce album
Yeah, I
over
had
Mariah
all
Carey.
this
I'm
as a
saying
child.
I got Beyonce winning everything.
Let me defend my case real quick. What I'm saying is that because just as the greatest, the reason why I say that she's great at everything. Maybe she's not the greatest at every single thing, but she's great at everything. She has a great image. She's great looking. She's great dancing. Great songs. Great singer. She has great everything. She had a great group. Like, when it comes to everything great she's done, she may not be the greatest singer of all time, but she's still up there. You can still have her in the conversation as top 5 greatest singers. If you
yeah,
want to.
yeah, I
You can have her as conversation as top 5 greatest dancers and performers. If
And
you
that's
wanted
why I
to.
put her up
You
there.
can have her as conversation in the top 5 greatest looking, and it's a fair argument. Like it's hard to really not have her as one of the greatest at every single thing. So that's why I'm like she will be the greatest female artist of all time.
That's why
I
I
just
say
can't put her in greatest singer. I can't do that.
That's fair, but I
can't
said
even put her in the
artist,
top
as an
5.
artist as a whole. It's Beyonce. Her name itself. You can say Beyonce. You don't necessarily her last name. It's just Beyonce. She's that
Because she
big.
also has fashion. And
She's
But that's
everything.
what I'm saying though. The fact that you can do that puts her in that top
Oh,
spot
yeah.
to me. When you leading on the stats like that, it's gonna be like
That's
that.
why
But the thing,
people-
that's why I say. But I said the only reason why I say it's where you can say someone's overrated is because, like I said, when Dad said, when you put somebody in that little God spot,
Yeah.
then it's
That-
different. But
That's
like I
what
said, but that's all fans.
She checked.
because
the thing about her,
that's
she
why I don't
checks
like
all the boxes.
That's why I don't like LeBron fans. I say this on camera and I've said it on Facebook already. I hate LeBron fans. I hate OSU fans.
I hate Drake fans.
And I hate Drake fans. Because y'all put these people, like y'all put these things on at this pedestal. So like,
When
because like I
they're very
said,
flawed,
I like
that's
Beyonce, but you won't sit there and I'm not gonna fight you over this. I'm not gonna legit try to fight you over this stuff. Like, I know people that if you say something bad about LeBron, they are ready to. Oh, well, see me. It's such a location. I've seen people on my Facebook argue and they be ready to fight over, and it all starts stemmed off of LeBron argument.
Over a nigga that
It
don't
all
know you exist.
and he don't know you. But say you ready to fight for this man. But say that same with Drake. It was the same thing. When I said that I said this. I still say this today, and people didn't agree with me until after, because that's how because people are sheep. But when he first dissed Meek Mill, when Drake first dissed, with that charged up,
It's
I
terrible.
said it then. I said Charged Up was not that good of a song.
It was terrible, honestly.
What? You tripping? Blah, blah, blah. Charged Up was good. Blah, blah. Charged Up was crazy. Blah, blah. Then he dropped back to back. Well, Charged Up wasn't that good, but he killed him one back to back. Nigga, I said this. I said this. I don't even think back to back was that good. But
It was better than Charged Up, for sure.
it was way better than Charged Up. But the thing was, that was a better diss. And on top of that, another thing that
I
makes
don't even remember Charles. I remember back to back. though.
Charged Up
It
was that good because it wasn't that good. But the thing
It
is,
wasn't nothing to remember.
when you have a diss track that goes to the radio and you have no choice but to listen to this song every time you going to work,
This song won an award. This
You
song
won.
an
But see,
award.
that's what I'm saying. But anywhere you go, because the thing about diss tracks, usually it's, oh, you heard a new diss track, you got to go find it. If I put on the radio back to back, you're like, oh my god. Like, if I was Meek Mill listening to the radio, it's like, dang man, I can't escape this song. That to me, that means you won, in my opinion. When that mess goes on the radio, and you hear it, no matter where you go, that's awful. To be
Yeah, but to me, like they make it seem like I said, like these people are flawless, and everybody's flawed. Everybody's human, even
Right,
Beyonce.
right.
That's the reason why I will put her as overrated. Not because she is, but it's so much because they make it seem like she's flawless, and she's not.
I understand that.
She's
We see, like I said, we've seen him mess up. We've seen all the
yeah.
different
We've
stuff.
seen everybody has mess ups. Everybody has a bad song. Whether you even like it, Beyonce has a
But
bad song. Out there
that's
too.
another thing too. It's what you do with your mess ups. Because, like I said, another thing. This is why I said
she's a
that.
professional
Another
in
reason why I said the LeBron and Jordan argument. Now look, when LeBron messed up and they lost, it wasn't, hey guys, we got to come back stronger next year. We got to do sure. It's, I need a new playmaker. I need more playmakers.
Run back to the locker room.
And Jordan, they was beating me down. I gained 30 pounds in order to go against them next week, so I can pack more muscle, so that's why I can be able to take this beating.
And we didn't take a vacation. We started training.
We went immediately to training. That's why I will sit there and say Jordan is better than LeBron.
I think Kobe might have a crazier work ethic than Jordan, honestly.
Crazy work ethic? No.
And there's like just some of the stuff he's done and some of the stories I've heard. Even that one, he had a full day workout already. And this like 6 in the morning, I think. Like he had like a full day's workout. Like Jay Williams that came into into a gym and said he was like drenched in sweat. Like he was like to the point where like to the point where you're ready to go home basically. And then he had his full workout. He said it was like a couple hours maybe. And Kobe was still in there the entire time. And then he asked him, he's like, hey, why are you working so hard? Like, why are you doing this? And he's like, because I wanted you to know, I saw you walk in. I want you to know that I'm willing to work harder than you. He's like, no matter how long you're going to be here, I'm going to be here longer.
No, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said, that's why I have Kobe above LeBron on my list. That's why I have Jordan above LeBron on my list. Because
It's
like
a mentality thing.
That's what I'm saying. When you are willing to put in, like, when you really put in that work, like I said, hard work always beats talent.
Yeah,
There's
LeBron
plenty
might
of
be
people
one of the
out
most
there.
talented people.
Because like I said, there's rappers out there that is like, oh, they're good, whatever, but they don't make it nowhere. It's all about hard work. You want to put your name out there. Way back. That's what got into that one thing.
One thing about the what you said about the OSU fans, you got to lump in Cowboys fans with that too.
They're not as bad.
When people start-
Your string of friends are different than mine.
No, they're bad, but they're not as bad as
running vehicles and stuff like that.
OSU fans are.
The thing is, like I said, the reason why I can't say that is because, like I said, the Cowboy fans I know, they like besides Damon, they get shut down really fast. It's not even like
There's not
as
a
soon
big
as they go to
argument.
say something, nigga, y'all ain't won nothing since the '90s.
My boy.
That's literally what it is, and literally it's like, and they shut down so fast, so it's like, dang, they don't get a chance to be something like that to me. That's why I say,
Well, OSU fans,
I say
they win a
LeBron,
lot,
I say
so-
OSU fans because y'all will see something blatant and be like, well, they did stuff too. It's like y'all be like, it's like what?
The OSU Miami championship in 2000. That, oh my God.
To me, OSU is what the OSU fans are what people try to paint the Patriots fans out to be. I'm not saying Patriots fans are bad too, but OSU fans are just as bad.
Honestly, I don't see, and the thing is, I don't, maybe because we live out here, I don't really see Patriots fans tripping like that. I don't. It's OSU
I don't.
fans.
They're just such a great franchise, so it's like.
But the thing, that's one thing. Like I said, it's like reverse. It's like reverse the Cowboys one. You can't really argue with them. You can't be like, oh, we all suck. Did we though?
And it's not even like
we keep winning.
And even what I've heard, I know people from Texas that a lot of people aren't Cowboys fans. If you're from Ohio and you're not a Ohio State fan, people look at you crazy.
That is true. Why are you living here, huh?
Or if you're from Ohio and you're not a LeBron fan, people look at you crazy. And they're like, oh, he's from your state. Why can't you support him? I'm not supporting him. I'm not supporting you.
You look at me however you want. You can look at me however you want. I'm not a Buckeye.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, I was raised in Ohio, and yeah, I'm not a huge Ohio State fan. I'm not a huge LeBron fan. I was a LeBron fan, but LeBron fans maybe not like LeBron as much.
I was gonna say
because y'all paint him out as a god too, and it's like there's nothing against him in any way. It's just he's not what y'all put him out to be, and it's not just because he's from my state. I'm supposed to defend him. If I think somebody else is a better athlete, I'm gonna say somebody else is a better athlete to me.
Right.
It doesn't mean he's
they'll
not
look
great.
at you like you said God was
Yeah,
there.
like-
Like you look at you crazy if you say something wild.
They'll look at you crazy, but it's like if I think somebody else is a better basketball player overall, I'm allowed to think that. I can think somebody from my rival state or rival team is a better basketball player, and that's fine. I'm a Bulls fan, and I think the Bulls have sucked for years. That's fair. Like I'm not gonna lie to you and say they're great.
That's the thing though. It's like I said, when people say the overrated thing, it's just I don't want to say mature. Well, it pretty much is maturity. When you can sit there and you can realize the flaws, it's to me is what makes you a real fan. Not when you sit there and be like, oh, this person can't be touched, and you're not willing to hear out their flaws.
Exactly.
You sound ridiculous because
Right.
I can sit there and tell you. I can tell you all of Jordan's flaws, and I can tell you my favorite team's flaws. I can be like, I'm a Broncos fan. I had the same team for years. You will not see me change up because a certain player left. You don't see me say, well, I'm a Cavs fan now. I'm a Heat fan now. I'm not going to jump around like that. I'm a Bulls fan to the fullest, man. I'll be like, dang, we need something.
need help.
We need help. We need more playmakers like y'all be doing. But I just feel like if you can own up to, say this person, okay, I think Beyonce is the best female artist, but she can work on her high notes, stuff like that.
To me, that and if you can provide a rational argument, if you can provide I've heard good enough arguments for LeBron to be like, well, he's the greatest. And I'm like, you know what? That by that logic, I can see why you think he's the greatest. Yeah. And I can see the same with Kobe. Like some people think, I've heard people say Kobe's not a top 5 player, And it's like, to me, that's crazy. I've seen him, and I've heard people be like, sure, I've heard arguments where he could be the greatest player of all time, too. But I still got Jordan, but if you can provide a logical enough argument, and if you can admit where somebody has failed or somebody's flaws,
It makes
then
your
you're
argument
a
more
true
credible.
fan more than obsessor of this character. Or worshiper.
You're a groupie.
Because,
Well, see,
yeah,
you're a
a
groupie.
groupie. Because, like, even my favorite artist, I can admit when my favorite rapper or my favorite singer has a bad song. I can admit where they slacked off or something like that. I can admit when they got bodied on a song by somebody else.
You know me. My favorite the best artist to me of all time is Eminem.
I think
But
that's a good
I
rapper.
still, yeah, I think he's the best rapper of all time. But you see me still put 2 of his lines in my top 30 worst bars of all
I
time.
have Kanye as the greatest discography of all
Another
rappers.
one, and I put him in my top 30.
Yeah, and but I can admit when Kanye has a bad song. I can admit when Kanye has bad albums. I can admit when Kanye loses to somebody else on a feature.
Because there used to be, how I said, Drake fans was in there. Lil Wayne fans was in there too. But y'all see it. It's not, you can't even help but see it now. Like, it's like, nigga fell off.
But when Lil Wayne was doing this thing, you can admit when Lil Wayne's hits were fire, and you should be able to admit when Lil Wayne's hits aren't that good.
Or a line isn't that good.
Yeah, if you're a true fan, you should be able to admit that with no matter who you are. Because I can see that with everybody. I can admit when somebody's not playing well. I can admit when somebody's not singing well. They'll be able to admit it. Every artist has songs they hate.
That's what I'm saying. If even a man is telling you, look, I didn't even go that hard. I wrote that last minute. And then you're like, no, he didn't. You sound silly. He even said he didn't care about that song.
Yeah, like,
That's what I'm saying. You got to be able to admit it. And we need y'all to do that too. Admit it. All right. Well, we're going to end it there. We got a lot that we got out in this one. We got into some some race topics.
got the favoritism.
Yeah, some favoritism, sports.
Beyonce,
singing.
Drake.
Yeah. Keep it.
You the Dalai Lama now.
I was pushing it in to keep it. Sorry.